Hi guys, Jade Rainbow, Doctor of Physical Therapy here, and today I'm going over glute med strength. So the glute med is a muscle that hooks from our pelvis onto our femur, and it works to abduct the thigh. So it's important that this muscle has good strength in it because it helps keep our pelvis nice and stable and keeps our knees, ankles aligned. If this muscle's weak, it may lead to compensating into your back. It may lead to malalignment of your knees and ankles, which can lead to pain. So it's very important that we keep our pelvis stable and keep this glute med strong. So it's very important with any sort of bending exercise, lunging, single leg stance, walking. It is a very important muscle for walking. If that muscle's weak, you can walk and have something that's called Trendelenburg gait, where your hip drops, and that can cause a lot of load to your back as well as distally down the legs. So let's get into some of my favorite glute med strengthening exercises. There are lots of them that are great to do, but these are just some of my favorites. If you find this video helpful, make sure to give it a like, and let's get into it. So the first one is going to be on your side, and if you've watched some of my videos, you've seen this one before, but it's going to be a clamshell. But it's important that you keep your pelvis rolled forward as you raise this leg up, because if you find yourself rolling back like this, you're gonna be compensating and using more of your back muscles rather than utilizing your hip muscles. So this glute med muscle is a hip abductor, which means away from your body, as well as an external rotator. Some of the fibers are. So we're getting a little bit of both with this exercise. So again, you're gonna rotate that top hip up, and then you're gonna bring it back down. And this is our clamshell. You are a clam. And you should feel it right here on the top of your hip, that lateral portion. So if you really focus on it, you'll feel it into the hip. But if you want to make it harder, you can add a band. So clamshell. Okay. Going into the next one is going to be a sideline hip abduction. So again, your hip is rolled forward. You don't want to find yourself rolling back. And you're gonna keep your foot pointed forward. You don't want it to rotate up because you're gonna get more hip flexor and thigh. But keeping that foot neutral, think about leading with your heel. The leg can even be a little bit back, and you're gonna lead your heel up to the ceiling. And this is sideline hip abduction, and this is great for the glute med. So down, and again, straight up, leading with that heel. Good. Nice and in control. And you can always add an ankle weight to your ankle if you want to make it a little bit harder. But again, as long as you're feeling it right here. Good. Okay. So the next one is going to be a side plank, which will be great for endurance, strength and endurance. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to, and you can go from either the knee, if you want to start here, working that left side, or if you want something more advanced, you can go on your foot and do a side plank like that. But this works on the endurance of that glute med as well as the strength. Good. And if you want something a little bit harder, I love progressions because we all progress as we practice and get stronger. We're gonna make it a little bit harder, but we're gonna combine some of the exercises. So it's gonna be a side plank with the clamshell. So it's exactly what it sounds like, but you're going to, and it's gonna be a combined motion. So you're gonna go up, but you're also gonna clamshell with it, and then back down, but now you're gonna put it together like that. And this uses a lot of that lateral hip, like that. And this is a hard one, but it feels good. The next one is going to be a hip hike. So you're gonna stand on one leg, and I'll show you from a couple different angles. You're gonna bring that other leg out, and if you look at my hip bones, the one with the leg out is gonna fall down, and then you're gonna hike it back up. So you're gonna be using this right glute med to control your pelvis. So you can see this right leg, the planted leg is staying straight, the knee is, and the motion is coming purely from the pelvis, okay? So if you see from the side, the knee never bends, That is a hip hike. But that is an excellent one to do, to work on control, proprioception, knowing where your pelvis is in space, as well as strength and endurance. So going off of that, this is actually the next one that I am about to do. I do in the clinic all the time because it's an awesome glute med burner, and it's called a 3-way hip. So what you're gonna do is you're first going to go straight out to the side for 10 reps. 4, 5. So this whole time, this right side is stabilizing the pelvis. So just like if you're walking, standing one leg, then you're gonna go 45 degrees back. And you notice what I'm not doing? I'm not arching my back, I'm not going crazy, because that will aggravate your back. We just want a little movement with the opposite leg, because again, we're not actually working this side, this left side, we're working that right side for the endurance. And you're gonna go straight back. So again, it's all endurance on that right leg, and boy, you feel it. Okay, so I feel that. So then you would swap sides, stand on the left, go straight out for 10, 45-degree angle back for 10, making sure there's no swinging of the back. It's purely hip movement. And then by the end of all 30 of those, you are just burning so good in those glute meds. So those are some of my favorite glute med exercises. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.